and nobody cared enough to say, Bill, are you recording this session? So now we're recording the fellowship period of our meeting. Tina, you haven't been on for a while. Tell us what's going on in your life.
So work has just kind of been extremely busy. I took the boys back to school a couple of weeks ago, so they are both settled in their apartments. Taylor started school last week and Gary started this morning.
Now, did you tell me if Gary was wrestling again?
No, he's not. He's not wrestling. I wish he was. I doubt that they will have wrestling for the foreseeable future.
Oh, he's not wrestling because of the virus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, Chuck.
Yeah.
Hi, Bill.
Oh, okay. Otherwise, he would be wrestling.
Right. Yep. So, and Olivia just started. She started her senior year, so she's at the community college 2 days, and then the high school, I think, in like a week for 2 days as well.
Does Olivia still make you crazy?
She has gotten a lot better, Bill.
Great. They grow out of it. They grow out of it.
I know.
I'd like to think my daughter grew out of it.
Just
My
wait.
daughter-
You have a few more years left, maybe.
Yeah, my daughter was typical. I used to always tell her when your kid hits 13, their brain goes away and it doesn't come back till they're about 25.
Yeah. Well, I think I went a little crazy a couple of times, and so I guess she figured she would slow it down.
My mother's gonna kill me. I remember a couple of years ago, she was doing something on, what's that social media thing where you take pictures, Snapchat?
Snapchat.
She wasn't allowed to be on, was she?
No.
How do you control that?
So for my kids when they were younger, a lot of it I would just take their phones at night and kind of go through them. My kids really think I'm crazy.
Good
That's
move.
okay.
Good move.
I'm not
Hey,
their friend.
Tina, you're one of the best mommies we know. Raise your
thanks,
hand if
Bill.
you think Tina's a good mommy.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
She really is. She really is.
Okay.
Hey, Reggie,
Yes, sir.
how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. And there she is.
Hey, Tina,
Yes.
tell your two sons that there is a movie on Apple Plus TV called Boy State.
Oh, I will.
And it's a real thing. It was in Texas in 2018. And it follows basically 4 young men. It's really good. I like that.
Awesome. I will do. I certainly will. Thank you.
Sure.
Hey, Reggie, this is Chuck. Before I forget, were you able to find out if there is electric over at Strawberry Plaza?
Bill
I
was-
found out. That was my job. I found out. There is.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, they got this little hamster in a cage.
That's what I use for my emergency generator.
Okay, you got 1 more minute of fellowshipping.
I
And
have a quick question, Bill. How are we getting the tickets back to you? Do you mean just to call you and meet you somewhere?
I will come to your house if you put it in your mailbox.
Okay.
And thank you for selling. We're going to talk about the raffle, but just a early piece on that. The raffle is over the top. So and look at Paul. He just goes, oh, in Paul's brain, a little cash register is going. You know how those things used to come up, ching ching, ching ching, ching ching. That's Paul. All right, now Diane's having internet problems, so you're stuck with me.
Okay.
See what happens when you're stuck with me? It says I'm sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you're sharing.
Yeah, but I'm not sharing the right thing.
Well,
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
got
click
the
on the
wrong
right thing
page
down
up.
at the bottom.
How's that?
Hang on, it's coming up. I see some things twirling up there.
That's his brain.
That's so funny. Is it on yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, let me, I'm gonna do a new share. And,
The counselor has joined us.
okay, let me stop sharing. You mean, John's here?
Yep.
Can you believe that?
That's why I was stalling. First of all, before I do that, I better make sure that our guest is able to share the screen because she has slides. Okay. Now what's that?
Music.
Not me.
There we go.
There you go.
Is that it?
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, just a second. Rotary model,
Service above
service
self.
above self. Okay, please stand and put your hand over your heart. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and now we will try for the 85th time to have a moment of silence. All right, thank you. Well, we have, the meeting is official because John is here. We waited for you, John.
Thank you.
It's, Medi isn't here, and oh, aren't you cute, Josie? How are you? You are much better looking than your grandfather. Ah, you sweetie pie. Welcome to the meeting. We have now, but you don't get credit for a guest, Paul. All right, the meeting is being recorded, and our first agenda item. Oh, I wanted to mention, Medi isn't here today, but today is Medi's birthday. So if Medi shows up, wish her a happy birthday. John Burtis, you're the first item on the agenda, and that is, you want to add anything about 3 o'clock today?
No, I'm going to wear my t-shirt and hat like everybody else. I think that, unbeknownst to me, it's not intended to be a big crowd because they have very limited space, but I'm sure they won't turn anybody away. I don't know what program's planned. I'm not part of it. I mean, literally, unless they, call on me when I get out there. I don't know any more than you guys know, but they've got I mean, you can look as you drive out on the highway. They've got the place ready, and I think I may have reported this. It's a prefab building. Do you guys know that? Is that common knowledge or not? It wasn't for me, to be honest about it, but they have the site ready as far as I know, and I think they'll be delivering some of the pieces maybe as early as next week, and so it might start going up in a couple of weeks.
I was going to say, it looks like they've already broken ground.
Well, yeah, they have done it right. They have the site. I mean, this is not the typical shovel in the rough ground. They have the site prepared for the building, And I guess they'll put the building up, then pour slab inside. I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll discuss some of that today. But anyway, it's moving along.
Where's the best place to park, John? Up
I
on
don't
that?
know. That's going to be a tough one. I mean, I don't know if there's going to be space on the site exactly. There is a gate, the old gate that went into the Chesapeake Marine. They may, I mean, it's just a field, so they may just route you over there. I think part of it was keeping people socially distanced, that kind of thing. So I'm going to come in off of Parsons Road. That's the only way to get in anyway.
Yeah,
And probably park there near the gate, you know, and walk from there. Just don't block the road.
okay.
But I've not been on the site, so I don't know what they've actually done, you know, since they tore the house down. So I have not been anywhere near than what you can see from this Route 13.
Well, John, thanks again for leading Rotary on this. I will be there with my Let's Stop Polio t-shirt and my
Okay.
Rotary hat. And I hope as many of you who can will also join us this afternoon at 3 o'clock. The next item is the raffle. And I'll just tell you that you all knocked it out of the park. We'll start collecting receipts and tickets this weekend. But we've been very successful, so successful I've ordered more tickets. So anyone who needs tickets, please let me know. If you have tickets that you can't sell, let me know because they will be sold. They probably have been sold already. So I'm sure we'll clear the $4,000 mark on that one. I appreciate your support on that. Now, the next item is super. RLI. Who knows what RLI stands for?
Rotary.
Stram, you're disqualified. Murphy, you're disqualified. You're
Rotary Leadership Institute.
Did you raise your hand? Yeah, the Rotary Leadership Institute. And there are about 3 or 4 courses you can take. You should take three. That's why I said 3. I don't know what happened to 4 there, but there are 3 courses. I took number 1, and I never got back to number 2 or number 3, primarily because I didn't want to go over there on a Saturday morning. I had other things to do. It was such an inconvenience. And I think a lot of people have that same challenge. So guess what? Get your pencils out. Get your pencils out. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. October 10th and 11th, we're going to have virtual RLI. So you can clear your conscience and easily have all 3 courses done. And it's really not about leadership, folks, so much as about what Rotary is. Yeah, Bill Stram, what do you got to say? I mean, Bill Murphy.
Isn't it just 1 and 2? I didn't see anything mentioning 3 because I still need to get that one, but I didn't see it.
Oh, you might be right, Bill. You probably are. I'm always wrong. I didn't see 3, but I just assumed 3 would be there. But 3 is coming.
Yeah.
3 is coming later.
Yeah.
Look who's here.
Happy birthday, Maddie.
Happy birthday to
you.
Happy birthday, dear
to
Maddie. Happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you very much.
Have a good one, Maddie. Maddie,
Yeah.
we only have half your head. Adjust your camera a little bit.
Okay. got
So October 10th and 11th, you won't have to get up and cross the bridge. You just have to get up, have a cup of coffee, and get in front of your computer, and you can learn more about Rotary. My point is, it's not necessarily a leadership thing, as I recall, but it's about Rotary. And a number of you have asked, how do I learn more about Rotary? Well, this is your opportunity. It'll cost you $25. Now, however, I haven't talked to Paul yet, but if you go to RLI and spend $25, we will reimburse you.
Correct.
Is there a
Correct.
specific time frame?
Yeah, didn't you write it down?
You
October?
didn't, I don't remember you saying the time.
I
Hours
didn't
a day.
say a time.
Oh,
Because I don't remember, but it's in the morning. And look, we're going to be talking about this every week until October 10th and 11th. And next time I'll tell you the time.
okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's in the morning. We
It'll
never
be in
do
the
that.
newsletter.
What's that?
It'll be in
And
the newsletter.
and we'll get it in the newsletter, and I'll call you and all that. But this is big, so don't miss this. This is opportunity.
We have to register again?
Yeah. And you know what, Stan? We'll get those details to you. Right now, I just wanted to kind of prime you for it, okay? So you're primed now,
I need to also.
and we'll get more excited each week we go. All right, the meeting is moving along. We need a president to follow me.
Who's not here?
Silence.
Crickets.
I will say,
Sounds of silence.
4 prospects or suspects, and I've got a couple of friends from Baltimore who are going to help me talk to them. Okay, so maybe next week I'll have some news on that.
All right.
Okay.
Promises.
We got a lot of time to do it, but Kara is joined us. Hi, Kara.
Hey, it's great to see you all.
Our guest speaker today. I think half of you, or if all of you know Kara. She runs our library system on the Eastern Shore, and she's going to tell you more about that as soon as we finish up. One more important thing, and what is that? We have to welcome Ralph Dodd. Ralph Dodd is on. Is this the first for Ralph?
Hey, no, he's been
First
on.
in a while.
First in a while. Ralph, I hope all is well with you. And
Thank you.
we're delighted to see you. We're still looking, hey, Ralph, what we were talking about is a president to follow me. That's what we were talking about, Ralph. Ralph, is your speaker on?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
It's on, but it doesn't work.
hey, guys, ladies, do you know Ralph has the biggest tree in Virginia in his front yard?
Tree is that?
That's
Claim to fame.
How old is that tree, Ralph?
Well, before we lost the last 2 limbs, it was the largest willow oak in the nation.
Wow.
Holy cow.
But since we have lost those 2 big, I mean, one was like 4 to 5 feet in diameter, just the limb. But we probably don't hold that title anymore. The age we've never been sure of.
What kind of tree is it, Ralph?
Willow oak.
I'm sorry?
In fact, the street is named after it.
What kind of tree? I missed that.
Willow oak.
You got that, Ellen?
Yeah.
Now, go by and see it. And if I were Ralph, I would have my bedroom on the opposite side of the house. I would.
We do.
When that tree decides to fall, they'll know it in Exmoor. All right. We're still looking for an awards committee chair. I love you guys. All right. Have you called? Who called a buddy? Who called a buddy? Who knows their buddy? Okay, now that we've got a couple of new members on, like Jackie and Calvin, we're gonna redo the buddy list. So we'll be getting a new buddy list out, and might be that you just don't like your current buddy, but we'll try to get you a buddy that you like. Who invited a friend or a neighbor? I might as well be talking to the wall. Okay, obviously I don't have interesting subjects. Does anybody have an interesting thing they want to talk about? Medi, you do. Tell everybody what you've ordered.
What did I order? Oh, I ordered a drum to draw the raffle in, but I don't know how big it was. I hope it's big enough. It's gonna arrive on Friday.
The raffle is red hot.
Raffle drum, the one that turns.
Now, I have to tell you what, when Medi mentioned, will we have a drum last meeting, I thought she was talking about a musical drum.
So did I.
But Medi has ordered one of those drums that we, so Reggie, do you have anything to add maybe about the ceremony on the 8th?
Yeah, a quick question though, when you said that you were going to bring the drum for us, the ticket drum, you thought it was a musical drum?
She said drum. That's the only drum I know.
Oh my goodness, thanks, Medi.
I thought she was going to bang it to attract people to see the drawing.
That's why she's a
But
doctor.
did you
And
know what
he's
I was
not.
talking about, Reggie? Did you know that I was talking about a raffle drum?
No, I didn't.
No.
But
wow, okay.
It wouldn't be the first time that I missed the point.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Jim and Medi for their tremendous contribution to putting this all together. They are really creative. They came up with all of the information. I really didn't have to do much of all except to help coordinate a little bit. But Strawberry Street Plaza is where we are reserved to have the raffle 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on the 8th. The tickets will be drawn by 3 individuals. We are working on confirming those 3 individuals. I'll tell you who a couple of them are. The third one, we're still, well, I guess Bill probably can answer regarding the second and third person, but we asked the mayor to draw. This was actually Medi's idea to have some dignitaries who are a part of the town to participate in the drawing. And I thought, obviously that was a great idea as well. So we have a representative from Cape Charles Main Street to draw one of the tickets. And we have a third person that Bill is working on to draw the third ticket. So I think that's really about it. We have some signs that we'll have that will direct that there is an event that's occurring at Strawberry Street Plaza. And I think that's about it. Chuck will be supplying us some music before the program starts. Some music of his choice that will attract people to the group, to the gathering. He's not going to be playing live this time, but that's okay. All right, so that sort of covers it, Bill. If you have any questions, we certainly, answer those questions for you.
Bill, would it make sense to set up a table, and do you have some Rotary brochures? Maybe we could talk to some people as they gather around if they're interested in joining Rotary.
Yeah,
absolutely. We will have brochures. Jim and I we discussed that this morning, and we have to finish up. I do have the brochure. I'm gonna make sure it's current, and we'll have brochures to pass out.
Okay.
We will have a membership table where we can solicit further tickets and also for membership. And we will have brochures for membership information and the Rotary activities in the area.
Thanks for reminding us, Chuck, but Medi and Jim were on it. They had that covered for you.
Okay.
Reggie, where did you say the event was going to be held?
At the Strawberry Street Plaza.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna be there, Alan?
Right in the middle of town. There we go.
Right in the middle of
That's the
town.
idea.
I
And
just
we
have a
have
quick
reserved
question
already, right?
about the tickets.
Yes,
Okay, well-
Bill has submitted the reservation.
Yeah, we've been cleared. I've sent that to Jen Lewis,
Right.
and we have to be socially distant. And in fact, we'll have a sign to remind people to be socially distant.
Mhm.
So
Can I
that
ask a quick
said,
question, Bill?
yes,
Do they need to be present?
no,
Okay.
To win? No.
The wording on the
you don't have to be present to win.
Okay.
All right. Is it up?
Yeah.
All right. Other than Medi, who's happy?
Well, I'm going to do a happy dollar. Actually, I'm going to do 2 happy dollars for Nettie for her birthday today.
I can top you. I'll do 3 happy dollars for Medi.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm happy for you, Medi.
I'm doing 10 happy dollars for all the friends and who greeted me and for all of you who remembered my birthday.
Great. Thank you, Medi. All right. It looks like we're about to.
I put in $5 for the groundbreaking for the Y today. And I will say, and we still have a fair bit of mileage to get from the Rotary members, but those that have joined so far with the donations have done great. So I'll be talking to the rest of you, and you know who you are.
And you know he will.
Yeah.
John is the pushiest person I know.
I'll pull a Bill Payne on you. That'll be the next thing.
I'm far from pushy. All right. Well, look, any more happy dollars? Then we'll segue to Kara. Kara, let me check that you are, let me get off the, I'm going to stop my share to make sure you're able to get your share on. Okay, my share is off. Kara, try your share, and then we'll have a less than proper introduction.
Okie dokie. Can you see that?
Yeah. Oh,
Okie
wow.
doke.
That's super. Kara, how long have we known each other?
Well, I've been on the shore for about, or back on the shore for about 4 years and 8 months.
Seems like I've known you longer than that.
Well, maybe we knew each other in our past life, Bill.
There we go. But those of you who don't know Kara Burton, she's in charge of the library on the Eastern Shore. And it has a rich history, and she will share that with you this morning and answer any questions you may have regarding our library. You're on.
Great. I want to thank you all for inviting me back again to talk to the Rotary. I enjoy doing this every time. I enjoy talking to our community groups. I also want to congratulate Rotary because I heard on the news today that they are planning to announce that polio has been eradicated in Africa, which is a huge success, particularly in a current pandemic, to highlight that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So congratulations on all that hard work. What I'm going to be talking about today is my Library 2020 plan that I presented to my board last summer, and they approved. It is based on the library's strategic plan that, see how, get it. Okay, how do we do the, hang on a minute. I don't know how to do this. The screen sharing is stopped. Hang on a minute. Let me try again. The how to do the forward the slideshow when I'm doing the screen share. It wouldn't
It should work just as if you were.
Yeah, exactly. Hang on. Okie dokie, let me try this one.
Yeah, we see the whole thing now, Kara.
Okay, so you see that? Okay, there it goes.
There you go.
You know what I did? Anyway, I did something a little bit different. So it's based on the board's strategic plan, which they approved in 2016. I'm not going into the details about it, but I would like to highlight that they did at that time address diversity, respect, literacy, and partnership. A lot of the elements in that strategic plan were used in my strategic plan moving forward, what I adopted to help implement what they've directed me to. So I also have based the Library 2020 plan on the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. Have you all brought that up at any of your meetings?
No, we have 6 focus areas, but there is some overlap.
Okay, so if you Google Rotary UN Sustainable Development Goals, you will see a lot of articles. The Rotary International has been talking about this. You don't hear a lot about it in the United States because the United States has had some political commentary about the United Nations. So you may not hear it talked about here, but if you go to other countries, you will hear about it a lot. If you're on Twitter and other international forums, you will see the sustainability goals mentioned a lot. So I encourage you to look into them because Rotary's goals align with them as well.
You know, Rotary has a seat on the United Nations.
Good. I know that I saw that they had made a recommendation to adopt them, but I don't know if it was approved. I just did like a quick search, but there were certainly a lot of articles. They were announced in 2015. So the outcomes that we want to have based on what my board's goals are is to have wellness, a thriving community, have the library help with equity in our community, and lifelong learning. I also want to point out that under equity, we want to emphasize digital equity because particularly during the pandemic, digital equity has been highlighted and there's been a lot of funding in that area. So based on all of this, I developed 4 initiatives. They're the, excuse me, nonprofit capacity, building a heritage hub, building a culture of reading on the Eastern Shore, and developing our system capacity. And by system, I mean Eastern Shore Public Library system of 4 libraries. So for example, under nonprofit capacity, we emphasize board and staff development, strategic planning, volunteer recruitment, and developing resources. I don't just mean the library as a nonprofit capacity, but all of our nonprofits on the Eastern Shore of Virginia. The FIN training was the foundation directory training that we did last year. And we continue to promote the foundation directory, particularly right now, because you're able to search that from home during the pandemic. Another thing we like to emphasize again is board development, and that goes back to equity and diversity. Are the nonprofits on the shore having diverse boards? I think every board should have diversity, and I don't just mean racial, but religious, gender, age. We want young people and older people on our boards, and careers. Unfortunately, some of us don't have a choice of who is on our board. For example, the library board is appointed by the supervisors. By the way, in Northampton County, our trustees are Joyce Holland, Carl, what's Carl's last name? Excuse me. He lives in Willis Wharf. Rose Jensen, and recently David Poyer. David was just appointed this past month. Right now, we do not have anybody from Cape Charles area on our board. Another thing we like to help organizations do volunteer recruitment. That's something that we can help with. In addition to providing information and training, we also develop partnerships, namely with Healthy Communities Coalition, the Museum Network, community partners of the Eastern Shore, which focuses on homelessness, the different towns, municipalities, Eastern Shore Community College, United Way, the Community Foundation, and the Chamber of Commerce. The other one of our initiatives is, actually, let me back up a minute to the nonprofit capacity building. How many of y'all have completed the 2020 census? I want to see, I hope everybody's raising your hands. This is essential for nonprofits as well as the local governments on the Eastern Shore and helping us get funding, not only from the federal government, but census data is also used in grant writing and many of the state fundings that we receive. So I ask that everybody completes the 2020 census, and because I feel it's so important, I volunteered to be the chairman of the Accomack Northampton County Complete Count Committee, which is ensuring that we hopefully have a complete count. On the Eastern Shore, we have about 35 to 40% response rate compared to the rest of Virginia, which is 65%. So we have a long way to go. Okay, talking about the Heritage Hub. This is something you might have been hearing about with our Eastern Shore Virginia Heritage Center that's going to be in the new library. However, it goes beyond that. We're focusing on educating the local museums about preservation and conservation, but also families. How do you preserve your family documents? What's the best way to keep them from being destroyed in a natural disaster? We talked to the chamber and the tourism about historic tourism and how that can benefit the shore economically. We are planning lots of programs. We do a lot of outreach, such as going to the Heritage Festival at the community college. And we also develop resources. I encourage you to go to our website and look under our genealogy and e-resources for lots of great information. And again, I'd like to point out during the pandemic, Ancestry is available for free from home. If you need more information about that, just let me know. So I've gone over that. Some of the historic tourism initiatives we've done a self-guided tour of Parksley because they were lacking one, whereas Cape Charles had one, Chincoteague and an Ancock, but Parksley didn't have one. So we helped them with that. We currently have a suffrage exhibit here in the library. That's a free traveling exhibit from the Smithsonian, and they call it a pop-up exhibit, and I plan on having that travel to different locations. Y'all might remember last year we did the Profiles of Honor scanning scan-a-thon, and they had an exhibit, as you can see in the image here, the traveling trailer. That was in Nassauwatucks. There's been talk about getting it at in Cape Charles. And I also know the Virginia Art Museum has their Artmobile, and there's talk about trying to get that at Cape Charles too. I don't know where that stands right now. The other programs that we've done, like I said, we've had the exhibits. We've done oral history projects, the Francis Bibbins Latimer Oral History Contest. I've talked to Nassauwatucks about trying to have some kind of program. They are partnering with them, the Nature Conservancy and the New Tractor Museum. And again, like I said, we have lots of resources. The main thing that the new Heritage Center is going to give us is lots more space and a climate controlled archive room. And the pictures there in that bottom one, you'll see Miles Barnes in a room, looks like a back porch. That's actually at Kirk Mariner's house. Kirk Mariner, who's the author of a lot of books, including Off 13, donated his collection to the library. And it is so vast that we cannot bring it into our existing library. It's still in his house. So that's a big project we have, is how to integrate that into our other collections. We also have some digital access projects. For example, the Francis Bibbins Latimer project is now on Past Perfect online. You can get to it through our website, And you can see photographs and lots of documents from her collections. And speaking of the new library, we say it's opening in 2020. We recently have had to push that out a little bit more due to the pandemic. It was supposed to be done in October, mid-October. The contractors recently asked for it to be open, or for them to be given until mid-December, which is not surprising. Given that it'll probably take us about a month to move, we're hoping to be in there around January, but you'll certainly hear about that. And if you can view the progress of it online at shorelibrary.com, because we have live webcam. The other thing that we want to promote is a culture of reading on the Eastern Shore. Not only does this help workforce development, family literacy, it affects access to reading, but it's also developed again, a culture of reading. Is your community really fostering reading? Are there places for people to read? How many independent bookstores do we have? We're really blessed here on the Eastern Shore because we have one in Cape Charles, in Nancock, and on Chincoteague. A lot of communities don't have that. We're also really fortunate that we have local newspapers. A lot of communities don't have those. All of those things work together to provide a culture of reading. What are we doing in our community to help encourage reading with the kids? Not only having public libraries and school libraries, but groups like yours often go into schools and do reading. Are kids seeing us read? When we go out and sit in the park, are we reading a book? So a lot of those things really affect a culture of reading. If you look to some of the other countries, particularly Iceland and Finland, they're really noted for developing these cultures of reading. There's a lot of authors, they have a lot of local literature, and we need to get that there. System capacity, like I was mentioning, the system capacity is about the library's capacity. In addition to building a new building, which will help our capacity as well, there's a lot of things we've been doing. Most notably recently, right before the pandemic really hit us hard, we launched ShoreCat, which is our new online catalog. And I wanted to point something out to you on that. Okay, I don't know if any of y'all have seen ShoreCat, but you can find it going through our regular website. But this has happened at the perfect time to get this because it's a much easier online catalog to find things. It's a lot easier to use. We're able to see here, you can sign up for a library card online. So people haven't even had to go on the library to use, to sign up. This has just been just great that we were able to launch this right before the pandemic. You can see at the top left is scrolling. It shows you what new books we've been getting. But the thing I really wanted to point out to you is a new feature called Community, and that does affect Rotary. So let's say that I'm searching for something like mental illness.
Kara, I don't think we're looking at what you're looking at.
You can't see that?
Is it just me, guys, or I'm looking at it?
I got it right here. Nope, I can share it. There you go. Can you see it now?
No, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So let me go back. So this was the screen, main ShoreCat screen. Again, down on the bottom right is the library card. The upper left, I was talking about the what's new. So again, let me type in mental illness. So you'll get a list of books under the catalog. RB Digital is the list of ebooks that you can find and download using your library card. But I wanted to point out the, let me type in mental health. The community law one, mental health. I can spell. There we go. Under mental health, we have entered in the local organizations that are related to mental health. And so, for example, if you clicked on the Community Services Board, you'll get information about them, different keywords, some contact information. So this is a database that we're working to build out. Initially, what we've done is entered all the community partners members using their directory and also museum network members. But I emailed Dawn Bird at the United Way. She's supposed to email out all her agencies, participating agencies, with a form. We have a Google form for them to fill out so that once we get the information, we will enter them in. So this is something that the libraries we feel strongly that this will be helpful in the community, so that we invested the staff time to develop this. And it was also a really good project during the pandemic because staff were, that were telecommuting were able to do the data entry. So again, this is something where you would want Rotary groups, the Rotary Club to be in it. The key is to think about what keywords, such as you can see listed here, would be the ones that would people might think to use to look for your organization. But what's neat about it is a lot of times people, they may think about going to the library to think of books, but they can also find out what organizations can help them here locally. So get back to my PowerPoint. Okay. So that's a little bit about that. System resilience, what that means is, what if we have some natural disasters here on the shore? How can the library help them? And those are things that we're planning and can help with training already. We had gotten a grant that helped the museum network members learn about preserving their materials and how to, the basic handling of documents. So then what I did related to the system or the sustainable development goals, I took each one of these different initiatives and checked off which sustainability goal they aligned with. So again, overall, what I'm working on is we have these initiatives, we have these outcomes that we've targeted, and we've been working away at them over the past year. We've made a lot of progress, and we also need to update them some, because things have changed in the past year for sure. So some of the upcoming things we've had is, of course, the construction project and moving into it. That's going to be very time intensive this fall. Again, we've been very active in the census, doing a lot of outreach. And we've also been working with the Eastern Shore Community College on their reboot in a variety of ways. And we look forward to working with them some more. And basically that's the a brief overview of what we've been working on this past year and what our goals are. I hope that you find that a lot of what Rotary does aligns with what our goals are, particularly in the literacy area and developing a culture of reading. So if you have any, I want to know if anybody had any questions or comments. We're welcome for any kind of feedback.
Cara, I have like a question.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I am writing a memoir of one of the Black citizens of Cape Charles, and I found that there's very little books about the local Black history. Is there any plan in terms of incorporating that in the search, a specialized area for Black history in the area?
Well, the Francis Bibbins Latimer collection is specialized with African American history specific to the Eastern Shore, but not solely on the Eastern Shore. So I encourage you to look in that. I can send you the link for it that will take you directly to it. Our local history specialists can help you research things as well. We have access to databases online that will help. We're continually purchasing books in our Eastern Shore room. And in fact, as we're moving into the new library, we're having to do what we call weeding, going through our collection and pulling out things that are either beat up or dated, and really evaluating particularly our nonfiction collection to make sure that it's relevant to today's world. So we're constantly adding new things. We were fortunate somebody donated several $1,000s to help us replace a lot of items in that way. So I hope that helps answer your question. If you send me your email, I'll be glad to forward it on to the local history specialist
Well,
station.
do you have like a special room, for example, where an interested library patron might just go and have a collection of all the books that readily
Well,
available?
we have the Eastern Shore room, and that is our special collections of Eastern Shore books, and it's quite extensive. It has been closed. We plan on reopening it by appointment after Labor Day.
Now the branches, are they also incorporating these changes, like the Cape Charles Library, for example?
You'd have to talk to Ann Rutledge what her plans are. I know she has a local history room.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Hi, Kara.
Yes.
Did I understand you to say that you have an audio section for in the library? How does that work?
You mean like books on audio?
Yes.
Okay, we have them available two ways. There's CDs, which you can check out like a book, but there's also downloadable audio, which is available through a couple places on our website. If you go under e-resources, you'll see it. And that's why you need a library card. So if you don't have one, again, you can just go to Shorecat and register for a library card that way. But they're all free, the downloadable ebooks.
Okay,
and
thank
audio.
you.
Does that answer it?
Yes, it does.
Okay. The one thing that we do not have that a lot of libraries elsewhere have are downloadable videos. There's a popular site called Hoopla, for example. We just do not have the funding for that. And it really hasn't been a priority for me to try to get it because the internet bandwidth on the Eastern Shore is so poor. I think it would just end up being frustrating for a lot of people and not the best use of our limited monetary resources.
Kara, Bill Payne, what's the literacy rate on the Eastern Shore?
I would have to get back to you on that data.
What do you suspect it is?
It's hard to answer that. And also when you look at literacy rate, there's different types of illiteracy. There's information illiteracy, people not knowing how to access e-resources and how to even use a computer, which is important these days. There's people that are English as second language, which is probably the largest type of illiteracy on the Eastern Shore. There's people that are Haitian Creole and Hispanic that have moved here that they could have a college degree and be quite literate in their own language, but be illiterate in English and unable to get a job because of that. Then there's also people that just have low literacy skills, either because of lack of education or also learning disabilities. So there's a lot of factors to be considered. The Literacy Council does have a new director. I think I've met her briefly, but not since she's become director. So I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of changes they're going to have. Also, the community college, Amy Shockley, she manages the GED and some ESL courses there at the community college.
No, that's a good answer. You don't have to get back to me. Thank you.
Okay.
Are there any other questions?
Kara, I have a
Kara?
question.
Sure.
With the moving and so forth that's taking place, how equipped are you now to handle gifted books? With the virus, a lot of people are going through their attics for the first time in 5 years, and it's going to generate a supply of used books.
Right now, none of the libraries are taking book donations.
Okay.
I don't know of any library in Virginia probably that's even taking book donations right now because of the virus. Just now, it's difficult to manage our collections that are circulating because we have to quarantine everything, and that takes extra space and time, and we have to clean everything. So as far as the pandemic, that's an issue. in the new library, the Friends are going to have their own room to have for their book sales, which you might have seen it if you have traveled to other libraries. A lot of libraries have a special room for their Friends. So we'll see what that looks like come January, what they're able to do. What we're really missing on the shore is some good used bookstores. I don't know if Peachtree down there I think they sell used books, but I don't know if they're probably, like a lot of them, they really want very high quality ones. And also all of this is really affecting the fundraising for all the Friends groups. All libraries here on the shore do book sales. And that's how the Friends groups and the volunteers raise money. So this is going to be a huge hit to their purses, to their ability to support us. So I encourage y'all to make monetary donations to your local Friends groups, because that would be very helpful. So I really can't answer that. A lot of people are using the little free libraries to put their books in. Sometimes the thrift stores will take them. So it's a hard situation right now. It helps literacy. Believe it or not, there are a lot of people that are afraid to use the library, which is a barrier we're trying to overcome. Some of them, it's just too overwhelming for them to walk into a building that has shelves and shelves and shelves of books. Believe it or not, it causes them stress. Some people, they have fear of fines. A new announcement we'll be having hopefully this fall is to continue permanently. What we've been doing is not collecting fines. So hopefully that will eliminate that fear of people that people have to use the libraries of getting fines. So, it's a good question, and I hope that helps give you some insight into it.
I'd like to throw out a suggestion for what Medi is working on. Medi, if you're listening, I would suggest that you check out the county courthouses. Eastville is the oldest running courthouse in colonial America in the entire United States. They have records going back to the 1600s. And there's information obviously about people, slavery, Black history, and so forth. It's a gold mine up there. I've been there. Another recommendation are the AME churches, the African American churches in the area. Some of them have some archived materials of people that were well known in that church's history. So you may want to stop in, like up at Chariton, there's a couple of AME churches, and just talk to the pastors and see if they have some archived information on the people of the area. Some maybe not so well known, but they're well known in the Black community. And then finally is the Virginia State Archives in Richmond, Virginia. They have a lot of information that's available online, but a visit there would net you some real good direct information. You have to wear the white gloves to touch some of the old records, but someone can assist you in that. Just some recommendations to do research.
Yeah, I'm aware of all these resources, but then you have to kind of get these resources yourself, and then by word of mouth, So I think the library can have a project of just collecting the database so that these resources can be identified, so people who are interested might be able to get to them easier.
Yeah, I hear you. Believe it or not, though, places that collect that depend on researchers like you, me, Alan. We help. We get that information, and then we build out database like on Ancestry.com, places like that. It's not Ancestry.com that's doing that. It's all the members that sign up for Ancestry that volunteer to collect that work and then document it so other people can use it. So good luck on that research. I know you do a lot of that kind of work. So
yeah.
Patty, that one thing on the Frances Latimer collection, the neat thing that she collected was information from funeral homes In the African American community, they really, it's a really good source of detailed family information. So again, that's a good database that you might want to look at.
Thank you.
That is great. This is very enlightening for me, but you know, it doesn't take much. But Kara, thank you so much. I'm a lot smarter. I'm going to get my library card online. We've all learned about ShoreCat, and I really appreciate your coming on. And we'd like to have you back for a real lunch once we get back to normal again. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Can I ask one question too? From the foundation, they're doing the basket drawing again this year. And they said that y'all were sent a letter, but they hadn't heard back. So apologize if there was some communication that was missed. But the Anancock and the Exmoor Rotary are participating again. And last year y'all were the second most selling basket of, or second most number of tickets per basket of all of them. This year they've changed it up some. They're only doing 10 baskets, and the tickets are going to be $5 each. They're going to be selling them online, kind of like y'all are doing your raffle tickets online. By the way, I did forward that on your email, Bill, onto all my foundation and trustees.
Good for you.
I was also told the group whose basket sold the most tickets last year is not participating this year. So y'all are in a good running to have the best-selling basket.
Well, can I get back to you and connect up on that memo? I don't think we've received it. When did it go out?
It's been several months ago is when it initially went out. What I'll do is I'll have them resend it to you. How about that?
Okay, and I'll double back with you because I think we want to be in that again.
Great. Yeah, it's coming up soon. I know they have a meeting on Monday. They're trying to get the baskets together. So I'll let you know. But I'll get that to you today.
All right. So yeah, one more thing.
Nope, I'm good. Thank you very much for all your time.
Thank you for coming. And we are about to wrap it up. And how does that come through?
Don't say
we'll still hit. Got it? Okay. Yep. With regard to what we think, say, and do. 1, is it the truth? 2, is it fair to all concerned? 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And Stanley.
Where is he?
Yeah, well, you can read his lips. Stanley's on mute. Stanley, get off mute. Too bad. Okay, I'll see you at 3 o'clock at the groundbreaking.
Okay, that's
you can say it now, Stanley.
Will we have fun?
There we go. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Thank you, Kara.